Under the Radar, bringing movies and people together, one frame at a time. Hey guys, I'm Rain Younger, and this is a very special episode of Under the Radar, where we talk all things film, bringing movies and people together, one frame at a time. And right here, I have Mr. Matt Roran back for more. Welcome back, sir.
Always a pleasure to be here.
Yes. And of course, Erica A. Welcome back, Erica.
Hi, Randy. Glad to be here. Hey, Matt. Good to see you again.
Always a pleasure.
Good to see you guys. It's been a while for both of you, so I'm really happy you're back. And we have two films to review tonight. One is a solid review of the new superhero adventure, The Flash, by DC. And also, I wanted to kind of compare and contrast, well, more just segue into an older film from 2014, Birdman, or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. Fantastic film. I know you rewatched it today.
I rewatched today, yeah.
I rewatched it about a week ago. Fantastic film.
Yeah, it's just as good as it was back then, if not even better.
I think it's like
in a few ways, I think it missed it's not aged well in two places. As I saw it a bunch of times when he mentioned it, I was like, oh, look, it's been in HBO's rotation all month and last month too.
Nice. But first, The Flash, guys. So I know this movie has been delayed for numerous reasons, COVID, Ezra Miller being a very controversial figure in the media, to say the least.
To say it lightly.
Yeah. We're not going to get too political today about that, but
as far as I'm concerned, when it comes to the movie, I didn't care one iota about any of those controversies.
Yeah, because he is a great Barry Allen. I think he really nailed it here. I loved him in Justice League. He was actually my favorite.
Oh yeah.
Justice League.
Actually, mine too, in many ways.
Even in Zack Snyder's very, very long, oversaturated with longness.
Yes.
But there was even more great scenes with Ezra
he was one of the characters, and the extended cut of it did get more explanation.
And I had always assumed that the humor in it was Joss Whedon, and then it was like, oh, there was more in Zack Snyder's cut, which was very surprising to me.
Yeah, and we got an extension of that in the Flash,
the
newest DC film. And they are borrowing a little bit or a lot from the Flashpoint storyline.
Yeah, well, it is pretty much the same comic book, I believe, that it is taking the story of Flashpoint, except they're tweaking it in a few places. And I saw a lot of people criticize that, but I personally thought that where they tweaked it made sense with the universe that it was in. And I also didn't mind seeing the other speedsters. Since the Arrowverse has touched on so many of them, I actually was like, oh, good, another representation. That's something that's a little more subtle that I could truly get into.
Now, Erica, I know that you are a big fan of Arrowverse.
Yes.
How well did this film bridge that gap between the TV show and the movie?
I think it totally did the opposite. Okay. It created the idea of this true multiverse that we all understood. And they were both able to move forward, two Flashes that can run past each other with all the other people that are happening.
Yeah. So, and I'm not going to give too much away, but there is a scene where we do see different versions of different superheroes.
Yes.
One may or may not be related to Kevin Smith's a film that he was going to do.
Yeah, that's a spoiler.
Well, yeah.
I don't want to get into spoiler territory, but it was. But
there are amazing. There were the cameos of the amazing different Earths are all fun to see.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it was. They did a similar thing and better in the Arrowverse.
Yes.
I
wouldn't say better. I felt they took it a different way and they made it something the Arrowverse couldn't do.
Yeah,
they bridged the gap of what. Of
they
human
seem to get more people for the Arrowverse than more people agreed to do that than do this movie.
Gotcha. And this movie is very heavy into the multiverse.
Yeah,
which is it's a big trend now. I'd say ever since Spider-Man No Way.
Yeah, I mean,
long before that, the Arrowverse did the multiverse.
Well, it's now become sexy, I'd say.
Yeah, multiverse is very sexy.
Yes. And yeah, there's some. So we got two versions of Barry Allen
Yeah,
in this movie, both played by Ezra
Well,
Miller.
technically 3, I'd say, but
that's true.
I think there's more than that actually. But
Yeah.
I really, you know how much of a fan I am of Michael Keaton.
Oh,
Mhm.
And it was an amazing thing to see him back 31 years after Batman Returns.
and I like that
And-
there's a lot of them in it.
Yeah.
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 You know, they put it because they knew we were coming.
Mhm.
They knew we were coming for one.
Yeah.
And you know, it was already disappointing that we already lost one of the movies he shot, the
I
Batgirl
know.
movie.
yes.
Though I am hopeful that it will see the light of day.
I at least his scenes I want to see.
Yeah.
But one question I have, which one comes first in the timeline?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
That's a good question. I'm not really.
Does it affect it now that it be moved from prior to now after the fact?
I
Well-
would assume not, because I guess it was so pre James Gunn
Yeah.
that movie, so it probably took
Yeah,
place
well, of
before.
course.
probably.
So if and when, I'm really hoping that they do.
True.
If it does get released, it would be a prequel.
Yeah.
Batgirl would be a prequel to The Flash. I'm hoping that happens.
Or simultaneously?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
right now that movie is sitting with the Animaniacs
Yeah.
in the water
Yeah,
tower.
And a Scooby-Doo.
That too. But what did you got, Erica? What did you think of Michael Keaton?
Oh,
returning?
I thought it was amazing. I thought how there were two different Flashes that were both played by the actor who is the final insult, but he
Insult.
actually yes, I'm making a Naked Gun joke.
Oh, okay, got you. There you go.
Okay, but watching him on screen as the Flash, there are two different Flashes, and I really
Right.
enjoy how each one interacts with our Batman that we have known since 1989.
Yeah.
Well, technically 1992, because that was his last appearance.
well, we've
Yeah,
known.
no, we've
Oh,
known him.
We were introduced to him in
Yeah.
89.
Yes.
Okay.
That's when we first met him and known him since. Yes.
Gotcha.
And that this is a movie that can bridge the gap and can be good for all generations.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
saw it.
I agree. No,
And
that's the one good thing about these reboots and sequels
Yeah.
is that they
No,
do
not
speak to younger
reboots,
generations.
sequels.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, just watch the original. I mean, that's
But
it.
no, he was fun. He was fun, and it was believable, even though he's a million years old. And
Wow,
the way he,
71. I think.
A million.
He's in his
All
early
right.
70s.
even though he's not young enough, that in all universes, Batman has retired at that point. Whether it's Batman, Dark Knight,
Yeah.
something, or it's Batman Beyond. At that point, he's usually retired and too old to be Batman. But Michael Keaton as Batman was just so great and so believable, and also the way he never picks up a gun, which never
Right.
made any sense.
Yep.
So
Well,
it's
he has
just him with his rope and his weapon and his
a
jet.
grappling gun
It's
does not
a
count.
grappling gun does not count as a regular gun.
It's not a
Okay, fine.
weapon.
Fair.
It's a utility.
It's a thank you. It's a
Utility.
utility.
Okay, it's not a weapon. It's
It's not a weapon. He never shoots anybody. That's for
That's
escape.
true.
It's for escape.
The closest was in Batman Returns with that clown.
When
He shot
shot him
at the
the-
wall. And
Yeah,
yeah. That
yeah.
was but he never actually.
he hit, yeah, he used it. He used it to utilize the wall
Yes.
as a weapon.
manipulating the
To
environment.
work within his environment.
Yes, of course. Another complaint. Actually, I have two complaints. One is I'm going to save the biggest complaint to the end and try not to give too many spoilers away. But
Oh, don't give the end away.
I'm not going to do that.
No.
No, but the CGI was extremely heavy.
Oh, that was
All right. Yeah.
the CGI was my biggest complaint because it was just bad.
Yeah.
Like so many people were complaining about the CGI in Ant-Man Quantumania,
Yeah.
and it's like it makes Ant-Man look like Jurassic Park. Like it was like
I know. It's ridiculous.
CGI babies. Oh my god, they
Oh,
were terrible.
and
They were so terrible.
There's my second complaint.
I
That
actually
scene.
love the horrible baby scene. It's like my favorite part. And then it's like where it's like it is just like a
That's your
page out of
favorite?
history. It's like
That was the
taken.
most-
It's like
Erica, that was the most cringeworthy moment in the entire movie. That what you know what I'm talking about?
It's like a
You're
page
talking about the
out
dog
of
or the-
history. It's
the-
like
There-
we are
there's-
going to make
I'm just gonna say.
I
one-
mean, it's the beginning of the movie, so it's not really a spoiler.
it's just one word. I'm not gonna spoil. Microwave.
Oh yeah.
That was what?
What do you have in the
Microwave,
in the last
that
Indiana Jones movie?
Yeah,
Doggy.
that's funny.
It was
refrigerator all over again.
I know, like, why are they doing? How could they think this is good?
The dog and the babies and the dog.
That whole
Yes.
sequence was just off and just it bothered
Yeah.
me.
no
It was
I found that, like-
overly silly.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
adorable.
Adorable. Some of it was adorable, but
If,
other
if the CGI didn't look like the dancing baby from Ally McBeal, then maybe.
Yeah. I got some glimpses of that. Too.
Yeah, I felt very like, oh, this is like the first CGI we ever saw.
Right.
If this was 1996, this would be incredible.
Right.
Well, yeah.
I
If it
also
was
want
1996, it would have been mind blowing how they did it, but I thought it was adorable.
I also wanted to comment on Supergirl, played by Sasha Calle.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with this actress, but I think she did a pretty decent job here.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen her in anything before, but I know I saw an interview where she's like, I really hope I get to keep playing this character, and it's like, did
Yeah.
anyone tell her? And I'm like,
I mean, when they got rid of Henry Cavill, which
Yeah.
I think was a
Mhm.
crime.
yeah, it's
True.
like one thing where it's like, it's like obviously Gunn wants to go younger,
Yeah.
and that that's what he wants to do. It's like, Cavill is a fine actor who's just had to deal with terrible screenwriting.
Yeah.
Right.
Plus, he's not even that old. He's only like
No,
his,
he's not.
what,
But
early mid 30s.
they want to go with the
But he wants to reboot from
origin, like
and create a whole new verse, which should not be called No Name Universe. It should be the new gun, gun or something. It should be a
Yeah.
DCNGU or something.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's gonna incorporate all the animations and TV shows, so
Yeah.
it might as well just be the DCU because it's covering everything.
It's very strange because DC has done some really good things, some good things in the past, like the Peacemaker series.
Oh yeah.
That was a work of art, I'd say.
James Gunn's Peacemaker.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of like I'm like a Marvel guy. I mean, I like DC stuff, but
Right.
Peacemaker is probably my favorite comic book.
Yeah.
TV show or anything. It's so good.
And like all good TV shows, it feels like a movie.
Yeah,
it's
incredible.
Like I wish that the Flash would take note.
Yeah.
That.
I mean, this was just kind of like one of those things. I just wanted to come out.
Well,
so
it's
we could be
just a
done with this
movie. They had to get it
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and it pains me that there's still an Aquaman movie that we're getting.
Yep.
I like really just want them to be done with this already.
I like
Can't we
Jason
just
as
bury Zack
Aquaman.
Snyder?
I'm waiting for
I
it.
mean, the first Aquaman movie was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, but at this point, it's not even about the quality of the movie. It's like
No.
you've already killed off this universe.
Mhm.
Like, why are we still getting another movie?
I don't know.
Because everyone loves Jason, and everyone wished he would have come back and played Khal Drogo, even though he was killed in the first season of Game of Thrones.
Didn't they also get rid of Gal Gadot, or is that
Yes, which is also outrageous.
Because she's fantastic, and
Yeah.
also
I know, and she looks the part. I'm wearing my Wonder Woman
yeah,
necklace.
there you go.
in
Hey,
honor
love it. And Gal
in
Gadot
honor of
actually
her
same
one
birthday.
little scene, which is also fun when she finally makes it at the end of the Gotham conflict.
Yeah. It's just I don't know what the hell DC is doing. Hopefully James Gunn will steer us back on the course that we want.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's just kind of like, because it's like one of those things like when you come into a company
Yeah.
and you want to rebrand it, and it's like
But you don't take
clearly
the exact
you
same
want to
thing that's been
empty,
happening.
you want to. I mean, because it's like one of those things like, I mean, Henry Cavill is great. I think
Yeah.
he's
Yes.
Perfect.
a great. He's Superman.
He looks like
He's Superman. Yeah, he looks like him,
yeah.
but
Mhm.
unfortunately, he never got to play a good Superman.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Kind of like
The way he was directed was not
Mm.
well, or written. He was
Interesting.
not well.
Well,
And
all
it's
the
not one of those
characters,
things
I
where people
thought.
blame it on him, where it's not his fault.
Right.
It's honestly the writing is what really.
But I also
No.
thought that the guy who was casted in Superman Returns, is that the
Oh, Brandon
Brandon
Brown.
moved on
Yeah.
to the
He was-
Arrowverse, was a brilliant looking and playing Superman as a character,
He
and he
was
was just
okay.
written
He was,
awful.
yeah, and I mean the problem with that movie was, of course, that they wanted it to take place in between Superman 2 and 4 instead of it should have just been its own thing.
Yeah, it was
Like, don't be like, this is Christopher Reeve. I guess like no, like it's
Yeah.
not.
That movie kind of fell through the cracks a little bit.
It's because it was market like the way that like Singer marketed it and
Mhm.
what his whole vision for it was like just
Yeah.
not
I know.
well done.
It had real potential.
It did, and
came,
it's not a bad movie.
And it came
It's
right
another movie that like kind of like
I don't
really
know
weren't
if I
bad
would.
movies.
right, and it was released right at the heels of Batman Begins.
Yes.
So it was basically hinted at we'd get a nice little Justice League movie
Yeah.
then in the mid 2000s right there. 05 then 06 was that would have been
Mhm.
perfect. They kind of just kept going in that
but
trajectory.
it's it's like the same mistake of not building off of Christopher Nolan's Batman. I know Nolan was like, I'm a real filmmaker, 3 films and I'm done. But it's like
In a way, I appreciate
let
that.
them like pretend that that's part of that universe. Like
Okay, but back to the Flash. We sort of went on a weird tangent.
But the Flash, and you have some good points, I must say. But the Flash, it is a mediocre superhero film, in my opinion. They overly relied on CGI. They could have focused more on the Ezra Miller, Michael Keaton chemistry there. I think that would have been a lot more fun.
I thought they gave them a bit of time, but when you're a speedster, you have to run.
Nicely done.
And I'd say like I really enjoyed it. It's a popcorn movie. And it was fun.
I say just get rid of that microwave moment, and I would give this movie more stars than
Fine, you're gonna blame the kitchen appliance for the whole next few hours of movie.
Now, Erica, wait, back to the visual effects. Were they the same that Speed Force that they did in the TV show? Was it
probably not? I think that at first the TV show didn't have like any effects for like the first few seasons.
Okay.
That's why the guys who were casted, something Amell, and the one who played Roy, I don't have his name. He was a model. Were both casted because they could parkour. They did their own jumping. They were literally on the ropes, and they weren't the people on the top of the building. They were real parkour people, and then they kind of made, I guess, sped them up with the camera to make it look like they were doing. No, that was what they were doing. They would go
they didn't speed it up. Okay.
Jump over the garbage, kick the people, and so when Flash started, there wasn't as much CGI effect for like the first season or two until they then get it, and then I was like, wait, I missed the original way. It got a little cheesy. So the movie compared to Flash, the series, I think I liked it better.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, yes, the early seasons of the Flash series had a lot more character building and a lot more time to go with it. But also I'm sitting on the fact that it ended on such a sour note. So
well, a nice note that I want to end on with the Flash is that they brought back I think they brought back a little bit of Danny Elfman's score.
Yeah, they did.
They
did.
They used that,
So, and you know how much
they had some of a lot of the different scores from over the years were in there. Without
giving too much.
I'm like, I was about to throw
don't give too much away.
Like,
I mean,
we
won't give the ending away, but I would say, remember everyone, stay for the post-credit scene.
And we definitely get, we get, stay for the very end for sure. And it was very cool to see Keaton's Batcave and Batmobile back, and a redesigned Batwing.
Yes.
So good stuff. I think it's unanimous. I think we also would recommend this movie to others.
I mean, if it's if you're don't look for like a masterpiece, but it's a fun movie.
Fun watch for all ages, from the elderly down to a teenager.
And it's made all the more fun by Ezra Miller's performance, I'd say. Even though he is a very controversial figure right now.
And and both Flashes had such different styles that it was great to see him play 2 different versions of the same person. It could have been 2 different actors.
It's a little multiplicity action going on. All right, another Michael Keaton.
There we go.
There you go. So guys, I just wanted to segue into another Keaton film. It's sort of a superhero movie, but more of a dramedy. And this is a retro review we're about to do. It is 2014's Birdman, and Birdman, or the Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. And this is a lovely film, won Best Picture at the Oscars in 2015.
Yeah.
And it basically is a semi-autobiographical account of Michael Keaton's actual career,
Yeah.
having played a popular superhero in the movies in his past. Now he's trying to basically
Move forward.
yes,
Yeah.
in sort of like a Renaissance period of his career on Broadway. And I rewatched this just a week ago. I know you saw this today, and Erica, I don't know if you rewatched it recently, but for me,
like I said, I was watching it over the last month when it was on every day on HBO. I'd be sitting there and I'd be like, oh, look, there it is. But I did actually sit from beginning to end one time, not just be like, hey, look, there it is. Let me watch this while I'm watching 3 other things.
Nice. Yeah, and it is on
One thing I do say about it that I said when it first came out, one regret I have is sometimes I feel nauseous from the steady cam where the people were who. This is because I have a
'cause it's
production
like
background.
a one shot, like the whole.
Yeah,
movie
and the
is
person's
okay.
walking with it, and every so often
Yeah.
you feel a little sway.
It's supposed to be one take the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
movie.
But then they kind of play around with it. They go into like a shadowy area,
Or
and that's
or
how
like
they cut.
it goes to a door.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
dark, yeah.
But they're doing it freehand, and often
I
it's
love
like
that
I just
aspect of
Oh,
it.
it's
I thought it was
fantastic.
no,
charming.
I like that
I
they
love,
tried it,
I
but
love the
sometimes it made
score,
me
the drum
nauseous and
score,
dizzy.
Drums.
Definitely.
Hmm.
I mean, overall, it's actually a really well-crafted film.
Well,
Yes.
Arriachu was such
Yeah.
a brilliant director. I mean,
Yeah.
did what 21 Grams?
Yeah, Babel, it's great.
Babel.
What do we got?
Revenant. The Revenant.
Oh my God, yeah, that's
like-
such an amazing. He
I haven't seen Bardo yet. His new one.
same here. He actually followed Birdman up with The Revenant. And
Yeah.
which
And he did Beautiful. He did.
Yeah.
Amoris Perros.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's.
what a career. I mean, I Bardo is the only one of his films I haven't seen.
I think he's one.
And they're all fantastic.
He's one of the great Mexican filmmakers.
Yeah.
And one of the great filmmakers, period, of our time, for sure.
Yeah.
Birdman is fantastic. It basically brought Keaton back into the spotlight.
Yes.
It's
And
amazing.
it also, in a way, brought us closure, I found, to saying bye to him after he had done his Batman movies and then he got replaced.
Yeah.
Because we never expected he was actually going to become Batman again.
I know.
Yeah, I mean,
Very close.
I've been, Keaton's been one of my favorite actors from when I was a kid. Gung Ho and Dream Team,
Mr. Mom,
Mr. Mom,
Multiplicity.
Johnny Dangerously,
And Beetlejuice.
And then he was Batman and Beetlejuice.
Yeah, Beetlejuice, Pacific Heights, Clean and Sober, like his dramatic stuff too. He's a very good dramatic actor.
He did a bunch of great stuff, and then just kind of like bit parts here and there. Jackie Brown.
I think Jack Frost is what kind of killed his career.
And he got stuck in that like loop of like kids movies where he did
Dad.
did like first daughter and like Herbie Fully Loaded and like
but Birdman kind of injected new life into it, which
Birdman and it's funny because there's a scene where there's a person dressed as Spider-Man. And he ended up playing the Vulture in Spider-Man, so he was the Birdman in Spider-Man.
Right. It's all there's a method to the madness.
Yeah, and and then it was great because we got him back as Batman.
Yeah,
and the Vulture, Batman.
And maybe we'll get
Spotlight, Dope. I mean, his career has really been on an upswing.
You think we'll get a Batman Beyond movie? Do you think?
I would love that.
I would love to. Though my only regret is I would have rather seen. Oh, what's his name? Who voiced Batman all those years? Come in live action.
The late,
the late great Kevin Conroy.
I mean, at least we got him in one live action
character in the Titans.
Oh yeah, that's true.
He played Batman on Titans.
No, we didn't.
Wait.
He played him on the crossover event of.
Oh, that's right.
Of the Arrow. No, on Titans was totally wrong and miscast.
Right.
Erica, was that the same instance with where they had Robert Wool return?
Yes.
As Knox, the reporter from the
okay. I didn't know him by name. Yes, that is a crossover where unfortunately it's a great crossover that takes place over 6 parts, but only it really loses a lot of plot because it also has Burt Ward. It has the remaining cast of Birds of Prey that weren't controversial.
Linda Carter's in it. We
sort of got a little
Lucifer,
bit of that in the
it had
that
Knox, it had
multiverse.
everyone.
How do you guys feel about the this trend of having a multiverse in pretty much every franchise? Every
Well, I mean,
Well,
you know,
I think-
the theory of multiverse, I mean, is a normal thing that's kind of, I mean, if you think of like Sliders or Quantum Leap, that's the multiverse.
Okay.
Yes,
They just
yes,
didn't call it the multiverse. I
that's
mean,
true.
yeah, I mean, Back to the Future. Any time travel film has a multiverse.
Yeah.
You know, it's like with string
But
theory
like,
or whatever.
do you think it's good filmmaking or do you think it's lazy?
It depends on how
I-
it's starting to
Yeah.
get lazy though.
It is,
'Cause, I
right?
mean, it's a little.
I think it's becoming
this-
redundant more than lazy.
Yeah, it's like getting over.
But-
Yeah.
I would say that it's more that that Smallville started the idea that characters who we know and recognize can
Yeah.
return. Though in Smallville, every one of those characters got their own new character that's sort of tongue in cheek. We know them.
Right.
We got like 3 Loises, and
Yeah.
we got we got an old Superman who played the Dr. Swan, and we got like all the random people who ever had any connection to Superman
Right.
Yeah.
appeared for like a season.
I just have a message to DC. Just keep it simple. Keep it in one universe.
Well, I think that's
This
what's
movie
going on.
was-
You know, I think that's what James Gunn is. Just
I
gonna-
hope.
I think he's just gonna tighten the reins.
Yeah, he has
you
to.
know,
Look at the
and,
mess.
uh,
That
you
these
know,
movies have made.
I'm excited to see what he's got in store for us.
Yeah.
All right.
The next one, next DC film is Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle, which he stated
They
is the
are
first
actually releasing
movie
Blue Beetle.
that takes place in his new DC universe,
Uh-huh.
but his Superman movie is gonna be the first official movie of
What
that
is
universe.
Superman
Okay.
Legacy, right? That's
Yeah, it's based on not Rebirth.
52.
No,
No, thank
Oh,
God they're
also-
away from
also
52.
Do we have a new Superman actor or
they haven't announced it yet.
okay.
No.
It's
So
ridiculous. Well, yeah, back to Birdman.
yeah.
Fantastic
So-
film.
Oh, yeah.
Beautifully
Yeah.
directed. Also, Edward Norton is brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Naomi,
And I love the females too.
Naomi Watts, Emma Stone.
Yes.
They are great
You know,
actors.
even Zach Galifianakis is great in that
Thank
movie.
you. Yeah, it's a great film, and even though it won Best
And-
Picture, it was more of an indie at the time.
Oh, yeah, I mean
You know?
it's definitely an art house
But
film.
also,
Yeah.
But when you think about it, every Oscar winner is an art house film.
But yeah,
Everything, everywhere, all at once. I mean,
I
the cinema has pretty much shown, where I work is shown every single Oscar-winning movie in
Oh,
the
yeah.
past, like since I worked there.
oh man,
Because they're all in, like that's the big budget ones are the ones that get nominated for like sound design and stuff.
but
true.
also one thing you have to think about, or maybe I was the only one who thought about it, that back then when when Birdman came out, Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, was also really popular.
Yeah.
It made me think, is Birdman a different take on Birdman from like the 60s?
I would think
or
they were
70s?
kind of related. I mean, if not
It
just
looked
by
like
name.
it. It was the right blue head and the wings, and I was like, and
Well-
he even made the Avenger call at times.
Well, no, the Keaton suit, the Birdman suit, was more in tune with the Batman Returns suit.
Yeah.
It just kind of had feathers on it.
Yeah,
The-
the feathers on a beak.
yeah, that was really the jawline was the same, obviously. And
Well, yeah, because
yeah,
it's Michael Keaton.
right. But I mean,
Yeah.
like the jaw opening was like very similar.
But that's the same opening as when in the
Hold on.
weird, creepy cartoons from like the 60s where you meet Space Ghost and you meet Birdman and you meet
I-
the Galaxy
The
Trio.
Blue
And you meet...
Falcon and
Yeah.
Dynamite.
I would like to think that.
Yes,
that
it does
is
look
based
like
on
Blue
Hanna-Barbera.
Falcon and Dynamite.
Yeah.
But guys, we only have actually a few minutes left, but all this conversation, it's great. So yeah, okay. The Flash, we recommend it, even
Yeah.
though it's a little
Mhm.
some moments.
No, it's two
I
thumbs
think
up.
It's
it's kind of for me.
But
Okay,
Yeah,
but it's fun.
it's fun.
it has fun moments.
Yeah.
Overall, it is a fun film. Birdman. Those who are watching and listening, I would recommend going back to see
Mhm.
this 2014 gem. If you're
Streaming on Max.
It is on Max right now. If you're a
Mhm.
Michael Keaton completist, it was
Oh, you're Michael Keaton completely, you already saw it.
it is essential viewing for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Birdman, it's now streaming on Max. That's how I rewatched it.
Yeah.
Glad I did. Might do it again in the near future, actually. So guys, with just a few minutes left, do we have any plugs? Erica, how about you? Anything going on?
Oh no, not this week. But next time I probably will have something exciting. I have something that I've been working on, but I haven't really heard back.
All right. Well, we look forward to the updates you have.
Yeah, excellent.
Awesome. Mr. Roran, how about yourself, sir?
Oh, I got so many plugs. I'm all about the plugs.
Do it.
So yeah, I mean, you can come visit me in Bayville, New York at Pickle Island, 12 Ludlam Avenue. And it's you know, we want to buy pickles, you can buy pickles. We got pickles, we got comic books, we got CDs, DVDs. Right now I'm running a sale. It's buy two, get one free for all media, comic CDs, DVDs. So that's a fun treat. And also doing the Cult Cafe every Saturday night at 9:30 at the Cinema Arts Center in Huntington, New York. You can check it out, cinemaartcenter.org. This Saturday, we're playing Iron Man for its 15th anniversary. I cannot believe it's been 15 years since the MCU started.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's bananas. And yeah, we got, you know, we're showing Lost Boys soon, and Enter the Dragon, Purple Rain.
Nice.
We got all those coming up. A lot of fun stuff. And that's every Saturday night at the Cinema Arts Center. Check it out. We're on Facebook also, Cult Cafe. We've got a group, the Cult Cafe Not So Secret Society. Come vote for some movies, have some fun. Boom!
You're a busy guy.
Yeah.
Always busy. That's great.
Always busy.
I love hearing that. You can check out new episodes and old episodes on Manhattan Neighborhood Network, Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Also, feel free to check out the Under the Radar YouTube channel, subscribe and share. I'm Rand Younger. This has been Under the Radar, bringing movies and people together one frame at a time. Thanks, guys, and see you next time.
Under the Radar is brought to you by Magnitude Jewelry. Add a 2 to match your attitude. Patent pending, interchange genuine gemstone and crystal EMF protection jewelry. For more information, please visit magnitudejewelry.com/gemgirl or call 718-268-6634.
Hey guys, I'm Rain Younger, and it's a very special episode of Under the Radar, bringing movies and people together one frame at a time. And this is actually the very first episode to appear on Slam Radio XM through Sirius XM 45. And I just want to welcome my special guest critic to start things off. We have Mr. Matt Roran. Matt, welcome back to the show, sir.
Well, what a pleasure to be here in a new format.
Indeed. I mean, so everyone listening right now, we've been doing Under the Radar for a number of years now, and we have had many different homes. Well, not many, but a couple of different studios, some studio changes. So, since this is the first episode, I wanted to start things off right, and we're going to be talking about a really fun movie. It is the new Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, the 5th installment in George Lucas and Steven Spielberg's franchise juggernaut. And this film is very good, actually. It's a quality action adventure directed by James Mangold. Steven Spielberg has stepped down from directing duties here, and now he, I believe, is just a producer on this. But it still has that same sense of fun and adventure as the first 3 films, and even Crystal Skull. Yes, all films are a lot of fun, even Skull. But with Dial of Destiny, we get a welcome return 15 years later. Harrison Ford is back in the saddle. He's, when they were filming this, I believe he's like in his mid to late 70s, but he's still got it. He's still got the charisma. He's still running and jumping and fighting, and I mean, most of it's stunt guys, but it's still fun to see him.
Yeah. The real Harrison Ford can't even walk into the Millennium Falcon without hurting himself. So
yeah, But he does his best here. He looks great on a horse. There's a scene where he's on a horse in the subway and in a ticker tape parade scene in Manhattan, which it looks great. But yeah. But this film, the Nazis are back. There's a Nazi scientist this time who's basically trying to find this relic, which could alter the course of time. Not to give anything away. Those new to the show, this is a spoiler-free zone, especially when we talk about new movies. But the Dial of Destiny is a relic that Indy is after, and also his goddaughter, who is actually played by a wonderful Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She was actually a big highlight for me for this movie.
Yeah, she's great. If you haven't seen her show Fleabag, definitely check it out. That's on Amazon.
Yeah. I loved her. I thought she was one of the best parts of the movie, to be honest.
She's great.
She's great. Yeah, she's like got this spunk. She's a great heroine. And she definitely holds her own. Like the interaction between her and Ford is really great. Very snarky and just fun.
Yeah.
We also have Antonio Banderas, who is barely in the movie, but he's got some good scenes as well. Another highlight is John Rhys-Davies, who returns as Salah, the trusted Egyptian cohort or sidekick, which basically helping Indy at every
one of Indy's many.
Yes.
I was hoping for a little more sidekicks, but there's a good amount in there.
I know. I don't want to give anything away regarding.
I mean, they're in the trailer, so
yeah.
But you got a little bit of that. That's nice.
There's some past sidekicks that I wish might have showed up.
Definitely.
A lot, but we'll leave that to you to decide. And the villain, we've got Mads Mikkelsen, who always good, a great villain. He's got a great villainous look. Every movie he does, he was perfect in Casino Royale as Le Chiffre. Great villain there.
Hannibal Lecter. Yeah.
He's just got that face. I don't know.
Yeah, he was. The villain in the first Doctor Strange. It's like. He's a good guy to pick cast for a villain.
True.
He's got one of those auras.
Auras, I like that. Also, Toby Jones, great character actor. He's sort of like I wouldn't say a sidekick. He's a colleague of Dr. Jones.
Colleague.
Yeah. It's a great cast. I love what they did here. They really James Mangold definitely put a great picture together. Ford, leads everyone brilliantly. This is Harrison Ford's final outing as Indy, which is a little sad. But
and he wants it to stay that way. He wants it to be the last Indy. He doesn't want anyone else playing the character ever. Which I'm sure the second he dies, Disney's gonna make a new Indiana Jones.
I kind of thought they were grooming Chris Pratt for the role because of the Jurassic World movies.
Yeah, well, that was initially, I think, the idea, and then when they basically were like, "Oh, we're gonna make this Indiana Jones movie," Harrison Ford was like, "Well, I'll make an Indiana Jones movie. Don't cast some new guy. I'll do it."
Yeah. I mean, he's set in his ways, and he knows what he wants. He almost single-handedly, created this character. He embodies Indiana Jones.
Definitely.
So
he's in Indiana Jones. He's Han Solo. He is those characters. It's but it's I mean, Chris Pratt. It's so funny because it's he's such a likable actor. I feel like his personal life isn't so likable, but his on screen. I mean, his work in Guardians is very Indiana Jones he's just a little dumber than Indiana Jones is a smart person. Indiana Jones isn't an idiot. So I don't know if Chris Pratt could play that archaeologist type. I mean, even in the Jurassic Park movies, he kind of comes across kind of dumb.
Yeah, but likable. It's tricky, because I know that Alden Ehrenreich played Han Solo in Solo, the
Yeah.
prequel. So maybe they could do something like that, just a younger actor. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see them do a younger, because I mean, that's the thing with Indiana Jones is we were already given the movies out of order to begin with.
Yeah,
You know,
right,
chronologically, Temple of Doom is the first one,
right.
and with the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. So
Right.
it's like there's so much that we haven't seen.
Yeah.
Fill in those gaps.
So they could maybe just kind of redo the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles in a movie
Yeah.
format, or even a limited series on like Disney.
Yeah.
Plus.
I
Something
mean,
like
it's perfect for modern streaming.
that.
Do
I just
something like
hope I just hope they don't screw it up like they did with Willow. Another Lucas.
Yeah.
That was just a disappointment.
Yeah, the Willow and National Treasure, which
Oh,
it's like, why do it without why like National Treasure? Why do it without Nicolas Cage? Like, it's like I don't it's like the other guy is like kind of fun, but like without Nicolas Cage, nah.
but with Dial of Destiny, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very well done.
Same. I thought it was a lot of fun. Gave me
again-
everything I wanted from an Indiana film.
Yeah, I didn't love it though. Like it had its faults. I think
Oh yeah.
it could have had a few more breaks so we can breathe a little bit, because the whole thing is full of action. And I mean,
Yeah.
if that's what you're looking for in Indiana Jones, I mean, that is an Indiana Jones movie, but there's still some heart. There's still some
Yeah.
moments of like levity, and you could just like breathe for at least 5 minutes between each scene. Like I don't even remember. Like I just remember chase sequence after chase sequence, followed by, okay, we're in a cave now and we're falling, and it's just like it was a little.
Yeah, there was a lot of nonstop action.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's I mean, obviously, like it doesn't compare to the first three, even Temple, which everyone hates.
I like
But I mean, it was better. I'm not even one of those people who hates Crystal Skull. I don't hate Crystal Skull, but I definitely thought this was better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It just felt more on. I feel like they were trying to do something modernizing the franchise in Crystal Skull that it didn't really translate. Where this, they kind of brought it back.
Yeah.
They dialed it down.
Hey.
And
Love
they
it.
brought it back to like what makes Indiana Jones tick.
Yeah, it was more in line with the original trilogy. I'll give you that, because Crystal Skull had so many things wrong with it, tone-wise, story-wise. Even, I mean, the cinematography was done by Janusz Kaminski, who I love.
I mean, brought some of the best cinematography in the last like decade, or more.
Yeah, I don't think Janusz's vision fit the Indiana Jones storyline.
Honestly, I think that's a big part of why Spielberg didn't direct this. Is I think even his heart wasn't in Crystal Skull. Like he's like, I've done this. I've moved so far beyond this, but let me like try to like do it again. Yeah. And I just think it probably didn't feel right to him at the time. And it kind of, when they presented this, it was like, well, I'll back it, but I'm not going to direct it.
The de-aging, I think it was very cool, very well done.
Yeah, it's cool. And like, there's a couple moments where you're like, you see like a lag or whatever. And like the only times I've ever seen de-aging actually like look good is in Marvel movies. Like most of them, like especially early on, like Iron Man 3 and like the first Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Like Michael Douglas. Like those were like great when but I feel like everyone's been using it lately. And anything post Irishman was like the worst use of it ever.
Yeah.
But like
that was cheesy. That was very cheesy.
Yeah, it was just goofy, especially since like they were still using their old man bodies with like young faces, so they were like moving like a 90-year-old man.
Makes no sense.
But this I thought was done right. Like even in Star Wars, when the fake Princess Leia face in Rogue One.
Right.
It's like I love that movie, but like that second like took me out because it just didn't look right.
Right. It doesn't really make sense because I think ILM did that and this.
Yeah, I think they just got better at it.
Yeah.
It's because that was also because they also did it with they did a lot of stuff with
Tarkin,
which
right?
is amazing.
Yeah.
In the same movie. I even thought like, oh, like they could even if they did like some of these like new Indiana Jones Adventures things, even if they got like Harrison Ford to like do like an intro kind of thing where he's like, telling a story or like
I'm thinking like Alfred Hitchcock Presents or something.
yeah, like it's where like the show is based on him like telling the story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good idea. I would definitely watch that. I mean,
I would watch it like crazy.
if done right, they have another good 10, 15 years, I think, out of this franchise.
Oh yeah.
There's some great stories. There's a lot of great like junior novelizations that they could adapt.
Yeah.
There's comic books, there's fan fiction, I mean,
Yeah.
Indiana Jones is an icon in pop culture. So
yeah.
I really think there's a future here. I hope it. I mean, according to Ford, I believe you said, and I think I did hear that this would be the final one, right? So
yeah, I mean that's what he wants.
sad.
But, I mean, he's owned by Disney, so it's probably not the end. I guarantee you, it's not the last time we see Indiana Jones.
They own his soul.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. What if the property belongs to them? They will use it. Like, it will rise again.
Yes, Indiana Jones rises again.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, what that kind of reminds me of? Warren Beatty and Dick Tracy.
Well, that's just weird.
Yeah,
that's just him holding on to that property, like that like YouTube movie he made or whatever. Just
so weird. He
just to keep the character, like.
So wait, he did an interview with them in like 2012 or something, and then he did another one like a couple of months ago, and where he was in
hold on to the copyright, just like
weird.
It's like weird that's a loophole that you can like do an interview as the character and put it online, and then it's like you hold the copyright still. Like
I never got a chance to collect them, but Indiana Jones, the first 3 movies had an amazing trading card collection.
I have some of the Temple of Doom cards.
Nice.
I don't know if I have any of the other ones, but Temple of Doom cards, I definitely had a few.
That's cool.
Because I got one like Chilled Monkey Brains.
Yes.
like Raft Ride. They always have those like dumb sayings on the bottom where it's like,
thank you.
Like I have for like Goonies and like like everything. I mean, I both sets of the original Batman like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had the Batman and the Batman Returns. Returns
the Ultra, the stadium ones or whatever.
The glossy ones.
They were glossy with the gold foil stamp.
They were so good. Awesome. So back to Indiana Jones.
Yes.
If you can rank them all, how would you rank all 5 films?
How would I rank?
Yes, sir.
Indiana Jones film. Okay. It's always tough because it's like 1 and 3. It's like Raiders and Last Crusade are so neck and neck for me. I'm gonna say Raiders.
Yeah.
And then very narrowly Last Crusade.
Yeah.
Temple of Doom. Dial of Destiny.
Yeah.
Crystal Skull.
You know what? I think I have the exact same formation.
Yeah, I mean it's tough because I mean it's like you almost have to say Raiders because it's the OG and it's I mean it is a perfect film.
It really is, and it sets the stage for everything else.
Yeah, I mean that like it's the setup, it's the knockdown, it's everything, and then Last Crusade is like it's so much fun. You get old Indiana Jones. You got his dad, Sean Connery.
Yes,
what a performance! You're getting the young Indiana Jones stuff with the late great River Phoenix.
Yep.
You you're basically you get that taste of why he hates snakes so much.
Right, right. It's great. It explains so much, and
It does.
it's action packed. It's funny as hell.
So fun.
It's got some great action sequences. Even though the ILM effects at the time kind of look a little weird, like
Yeah.
the blimp looks a little fake.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a scene where there's a bunch of planes chasing after them. They're in a car and they crash through a tunnel, and the guy in the plane goes through the tunnel for
Through the tunnel?
I don't know why.
It's like, well, that guy's inside Solid Banner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Last Crusade is probably a notch above Raiders for me, just because of the fun level.
So, yeah, and it's probably, you know, I'm guessing. I mean, I know. Well, I'm slightly older. I didn't see Raiders in theater when I was a kid. You know, so Temple was the first one I saw as a kid in the theater.
Nice.
I'm assuming that Last Crusade is probably your first.
You know what? I don't think I saw any of them in theaters until
Oh, really?
Crystal Skull. Yeah.
Wow.
I think the first Spielberg film I saw in theaters was probably Hook in '91. Yeah,
That was another great. That was like the year after Dick Tracy's like #1 movie for me was Hook.
Indeed.
But yeah, my first Spielberg was E.T.
Oh
Saw
my
it at a drive-in theater when I was a wee babe. I was like 4 years old, 3 years
That's
old,
perfect.
something like that.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
But Temple of Doom, side note for those listening who are not aware, in 1984, Spielberg was actually responsible for the creation of the PG-13 rating. That is because of Gremlins and Temple of Doom, respectively. They were both very violent for kids. So the movie industry was like, you know, we need a new rating, so we don't.
It's like we can't make these R.
Yeah. So there
It was like, wait, there's PG, there's R.
Yeah. So there's PG, R. Spielberg's like, let's do PG-13, and boom, there you go. 1984. That is when it was created. I guess it was instituted in '85. But yeah, that's history. That's movie history, folks. So yeah. Oh man, so you caught Temple of Doom in theaters. That's insane.
Yeah, I definitely saw that in tears. I mean, you know, I hit like that, like Gremlins I saw in the theater, Goonies I saw in the theater. I'm like that perfect like 80s adventure, you know, explorers, you know, all that stuff. Like it was like I hit at the right time, you know.
Yeah, unfortunately I only caught those on VHS a couple of years later, but they are definitely near and dear to my heart, as I imagine they are to you, sir.
Yeah. Ghostbusters, like all those movies. Like, you know, it's like, you know, '84 was a great time to be a kid.
That's probably one of the greatest years of motion picture history, I'd say.
Yeah.
And it's a year before I was born, so there you go.
Yeah,
I missed it.
I was like 6 years old and having the best time, like, you know.
I love it.
Yeah.
So Matt, how do you feel about the future of Indiana Jones? Do you think he'll reappear? Do you think
I'm pretty positive it'll reappear.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's owned by Disney now. It's definitely gonna come back because you know, look what they you know did. They completely brought back Star Wars to beyond
right.
You know, what we ever could have thought would happen. You know, they brought Willow back. It didn't work, but they brought it back.
Right,
you know,
right.
Why not a franchise like this? This is the king of all franchises. I mean,
yeah, I know.
You know, if they're gonna, you know, remake all those things, and you know, it's like, I mean, Indiana Jones, I mean, is probably the franchise like just under Star Wars.
Yeah.
For like great franchises, you know.
Yeah, I mean, for me, aside from Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, I'd say Indiana Jones might be my third favorite franchise, possibly.
Oh yeah, I mean, it is, you know, I mean, yeah, it's everything, you know, you could want in a group of films. You know, it's so fun, it's smart, it's got action, it's got heart, it's, you know, it's.
And we didn't touch on it yet, and you know how much of a film score buff I am, and I know you as well. We've got Mr. Maestro John Williams returning. He has the baton yet again or at least he's composed the score here.
Yeah.
And it's as dynamic and robust as ever. It's
And I
fun.
mean, anytime you hear that that Indiana Jones it's great. You
Yeah.
know, I love that he was able, I mean, especially Spielberg films and stuff, but like, like John Williams scores are so like
Hmm.
so associated with the characters, even beyond the work that John, it's like to this day, it's like how many times have they done Superman? How many
Yeah.
times have they done like, an Indiana Jones or a Star Wars? And it's like we're still hearing John Williams like masterpieces, it's like
He is the master. I prefer Jerry Goldsmith personally, but Williams is
Yeah.
definitely in that league.
yeah, well, I mean, I love Williams, and I love, it's like how I love Danny Elfman. Both
Yes.
of them fantastic.
Yes.
But like it's like all of their stuff kind of sounds the same. It's like slightly different takes on like, the difference between like, like Indiana Jones and Superman
Yeah.
and Star Wars and like, and like Tim Burton movies where it's like Beetlejuice and like,
Batman.
Batman, where it's like, okay, well, it's like you hear them, you're like, all right, this is definitely this guy.
Well, Matt, I'll be honest
I mean,
with you.
like,
Yeah.
they're just so iconic.
When it comes to Williams, though, I mean, he's the master of the theme.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
his filler score it kind of leaves something to be desired.
Yeah, yeah. Like,
But
he's
yeah,
great with the grand theme,
yeah.
but like basic stuff. Yeah, I mean, yeah. And then you have so many guys who are just masters of just any scene score. Like Jerry Goldsmith. I mean, he can. I mean, he's also great at the grand theme as well.
Yes.
But he really carries all the way through.
Oh yeah, man. Goldsmith was amazing, but that might be another topic for a future episode, possibly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we can definitely talk scores.
yeah, forever, I think. But I think Williams said that this was going to be his last film, and then he reversed the decision.
I'm like, whoa, that just surprised me. I didn't hear that. That's crazy.
No, I heard something. Williams announced, this is on Wikipedia, but Williams announced, but then rescinded his intention to retire from film score composing after release of this film. So, I mean, the man's in his 90s, but if he has some more creative spark left in him, all the power to him. He's great. He's always been great. When I did see Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny yesterday, it was at the Alamo Drafthouse in Lower Manhattan, which is an amazing theater. If you guys have not been there, Matt, I don't know if you've been to the Alamo.
The Alamo, I was only there once. I saw the Sparks documentary there, like right after the pandemic, like right as things started happening again.
That's awesome.
That was, I think, the only thing I've ever seen there. Yeah.
Nice. Well, it's a great theater. It's kind of like the Nighthawk, only a little more commercialized, but it's a fun place to be. You could watch classic films and, order food and drinks during the movie, like the Nighthawk. And I am very fortunate to have snagged this lovely drinking glass from the theater. It's got special artwork by an artist who I'm not familiar with the name, but this was just a very limited edition. And I bought it with my ticket, and I'm really grateful. I know that the Alamo is doing a similar promotion for Asteroid City, which will be the episode we're reviewing, the movie we're reviewing next week's episode. And they have they've got basically a special 50s style lunchbox and I think a thermos, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm always a sucker for collectible glasses. I mean, that was one of my favorite things about the 80s.
Yeah.
All those Burger King, McDonald's specials.
Yeah. I also remember I think it was Burger King that did those VHSs of Ninja Turtles, the cartoon.
Yeah, Ninja Turtles VHSs. They did Rugrats. They did X-Men. Oh, Pizza Hut did X-Men.
Nice. And there was some microwavable pizza company that had a tie-in with the Ninja Turtles movie. So Matt, we are almost out of time here. So I just want to get some plugs from you. Any projects, anything you want to promote tonight?
All right. Well, as always, I'm usually slinging pickles and CDs and DVDs and comics down at Pickle Island, 12 Ludlam Avenue in Bayville, New York. Selling the finest in Horman's best pickles, and also we just got Dippin' Dots in. So
Oh,
if you want some Dippin' Dots, we got some for you, as well as their cotton candy. And so that's Pickle Island in Bayville, New York. And then as always, Cult Cafe is still rocking on every Saturday night at 9:30 at the Cinema Arts Center in Huntington, New York. We present, not prevent. We definitely don't prevent it. We present Cult Cafe.
yes.
Featuring such upcoming titles. We're playing Enter the Dragon. We're
Nice.
doing The Lost Boys.
Classic.
We're doing what else?
Case.
Basket Case. We got Mystery Men. Blade for the anniversary
Nice.
is coming up. The Truman Show, and many more. CinemaArtCenter.org. Look for Cult Cafe on there every Saturday night. And it's get to see some of these classics on the big screen. And I make a free mix CD for every screening as well. I base, speaking of scores, they're usually chock full of the score, as well as other songs.
Matt, amazing. Thank you so much for that.
Always a pleasure.
And I just have some plugs on my end. If you want to catch new episodes of Under the Radar, just check out Manhattan Neighborhood Network, Mondays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Also, feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel for Under the Radar and share that to your friends and whoever. And I am I'm very proud to say that I am now part of SiriusXM. This is incredible. And I want to thank everyone listening at home, on your devices, what have you. And of course, Mr. Matt Roran, my faithful guest critic. Thank you. You are awesome, sir.
Thank you. You are awesome as well, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Always thanks for having me.
Awesome. So I'm Randy Younger. This has been Under the Radar, bringing movies and people together, one frame at a time. See you next time. Take care.